Hello people, welcome to EduRev. As you people might have guessed that today we will tackle the topic vocabulary from the verbal ability section of CAT. Now before starting with the usuals, let's take a quick glance on why to study vocabulary and what is vocabulary. So, the simplest definition of vocabulary is that vocabulary is the body of words that is used in a particular language. Now, a robust vocabulary improves all areas of communication. That is, your listening, your speaking, reading, and finally writing. So now, as we know that what is the importance of vocabulary in normal terms, let's also see that what is the importance of vocabulary in CAT examination. Now, when we talk about CAT, we know that there are various sections. For example, verbal ability and RC, data interpretation and logical reasoning, and quantitative ability. Now, when we talk about this first section, that is verbal ability and reading comprehension, we have a total of 24 questions. 24 questions came up in CAT 2022 exam. And these 24 marks actually carry a lot of weightage, right? Now, a major portion in the verbal ability and reading comprehension do stresses upon the fact of vocabulary. Because if you know the meaning of some words, then only you can derive or you can comprehend what they are asking and what exactly you need to answer. Therefore, to tackle this section, your vocabulary needs to be strong. And if your vocabulary is strong, then these many questions approximately are secured in your hand. So, I hope now you have understood that what is the importance of vocabulary in CAT examination. So now let's do a few questions to understand that exactly what are the type of words which we need to focus on, or maybe a few of the words which you can practice on your own to make your vocabulary a bit more stronger. I would also suggest you to make up a dictionary of your own in which you can write the words which you feel that these are the words which I should know the meaning of, and just fill that dictionary side by side, because it will help you to strengthen your vocabulary in the long run. So let's get started with the first question. Now before starting with question number 1, let's see that what are the directions of solving this question. So basically we need to choose the word that is in the closest meaning to the given word. So a word is given and 4 options are given. So we basically need to figure out that what is the closest word which is synonymous to the word that is given. So let's start with these type of questions first. Alright, so the first word is your dogmatic. Now what is the meaning of the word dogmatic? So dogmatic is basically when you're inclined to lay down the principles as undeniably true. When you feel that some of the principles are undeniably true, then that is what is dogmatic. For example, in this sentence, she was not tempted to be dogmatic about what she believed. That means she was not tempted or she was not inclined to lay down the principles as undeniably true about what all she believed. Now the words that are given are canine. So the meaning of canine is relating to or resembling to a dog or dogs. So that is what is the meaning of canine. Second word is tentative. Tentative means something that is unconfirmed. So when something is unconfirmed, we say that that is nothing but tentative. Third word is opinionated. That means something that is characterized by assertiveness and dogmatism. So that is what your opinionated. And lastly, it's liberal. So liberal is willing to respect or accept the behavior or opinions that is different from one's own. So that is basically what is liberal. So now we need to figure out that out of these 4, what resembles the word dogmatic the most. And out of these 4, I would say opinionated was the one that resembled dogmatic the most, because the meaning of dogmatic is inclined to lay down principles as undeniably true, and the meaning of opinionated is something that is characterized by assertiveness and dogmatism. So that means the meaning of dogmatism that is closely related is opinionated. Alright, so the next word is facetious. Now the words that are given is foolish, irritable, furious and humorous. So let's get to know the meaning of these words first. So the meaning of facetious is treating serious illness with deliberately inappropriate humor, and that is the meaning of the word. Now let's see a sentence. Sorry if that sounds facetious, but it is a valid point. Alright, now let's see the meaning of other words. The meaning of foolish is lacking good sense or judgment. The meaning of irritable is having or showing a tendency to be easily annoyed. The meaning of furious is extremely angry. And the meaning of humorous, lastly, is in a way that causes amusement. So the word that is like almost equivalent to what that is given is nothing but humorous. Because the meaning of humorous is in a way that causes amusement, and the meaning of the word that is given is treating serious issues with deliberately inappropriate humor. So the meaning of the word is humorous. So let's move forward to the next question. Alright, so the next word is astute. Now the meaning of this word is having or showing an ability to accurately assess situations or people and turn this into what? One's advantage. That is, assessing the people or the situation. Now, an example is that he is an astute businessman. Now, let's see what are the meaning of these words and get to know the closest word that is related to the given word. So the word is shrewd. Now the meaning of shrewd is having or showing sharp powers of judgment. Next word is witty. The meaning of witty is showing or characterized by quick and innovative verbal humor. The meaning of honest is to be truthful. And lastly, the meaning of inefficient is not achieving maximum productivity. So the word that is closely related to the given word has to be shrewd, because the meaning of the given word is having or showing an ability to accurately access situations or people and turn this into one's advantage, whereas the meaning of the word that is closely related to it, that is shrewd, is having or showing sharp parts of judgment. I hope you understood this. Now let's move on to the next question. Alright, so the next word is candid. Now the meaning of candid is truthful or straightforward. And an example is his responses were remarkably candid. Now the meaning of the words that is given are, the meaning of deceptive is giving an appearance or impression that is different from the true one. Whereas the meaning of disgraceful is shockingly unacceptable. The meaning of frank is someone who is open, honest and direct in speech or writing, especially when dealing with some of the unpleasant matters. And lastly, the meaning of discreet is careful. So the word that closely related to the word that is given, which is candid, is nothing but frank, because the meaning of candid is truthful and straightforward, whereas the meaning of frank is open, honest and direct in speech or writing, especially when dealing with unpleasant matters. I hope you understood this one as well. Now let's move on to question number 5. Now the question number 5 gives us a word that is bilious. Now bilious is a word that is related to your bile. Alright, so the meaning of bilious is affected by or associated with nausea or vomiting. And there's a perfect example that is given on your screen. That is, I had a bilious attack. That is somewhat that is related to nausea or vomiting. Now the words that are given are very simple. So good-humored means someone who is naturally cheerful and friendly. Bad-tempered means easily annoyed or angry. Even-tempered is not easily annoyed or made angry. And lastly, sad and gloomy is someone who is upset and something that is dark or poorly lit. That is sad or gloomy. Now the word that is closely related to the word that is given, which is bilious, is bad-tempered. because the meaning of bilious is affected by or associated with nausea or vomiting, and the meaning of being bad tempered is someone who is easily annoyed or can easily be angered. So I hope you understood this as well. Now let's go to our next word. Alright, so the next word is your facile. Now the meaning of this word is ignoring the truth complexities of an issue. And an example is, he does not permit himself a facile answers. Now the words that are given are also very easy. That is, the meaning of difficult is, as you people might know, hard. The meaning of effortless is easy. The meaning of a false face is like a mask or something. And lastly, the meaning of deceit is the action or practice of deceiving someone, or like you can say misrepresenting the truth. Okay, like deceiving someone by, you can say, concealing them or just misrepresenting the truth. So that is what is the meaning of deceit. Now the word that is closely related to facile is going to be what? Effortless. Why? Because the meaning of facile is ignoring the true complexities of an issue, that is making something simpler. And the meaning of effortless is also easy. So the word that is closely related to the given word is nothing but effortless. So let's move on to the next question now. The next word is execrable. So the meaning of this word is like, extremely bad or unpleasant. So you can say that it's like a negative word. Okay, so it's like a negative word. So that is basically what is execrable. Okay, now an example can be that it's an execrable wine, that is extremely bad, unpleasant wine. Now the meaning of the words that are given, the number one is abominable. So abominable means very bad. Next is adorable. Adorable means inspiring great affection or delight. The third word is admirable, that is arousing or deserving respect and approval. And the fourth word is amendable, that is make minor changes to like a text or a piece of legislation, etc., in order to make it fairer, or you can say more accurate. Now the word that is closely related to the word that is given is abominable. Why? Because the meaning of the word that is given is extremely bad and unpleasant, and the meaning of abominable is very bad. So these two words are closely related to one another. Alright, let's move on to the next question now. I hope you people have understood till now. So the eighth word is germane. Now the meaning of this word is relevant to a subject which is under consideration. An example is, that is not germane to us. And the meaning of the words that are given are, so the meaning of the word sprouting is something that is germinating. The meaning of impertinent means not showing proper respect. The meaning of pertinent is something that is quite relevant. And the meaning of irrelevant is not connected with the subject which is in discussion, or you can say something that is not relevant to the subject that is in discussion, of course. Now, the word that is closely related to germane is going to be pertinent. So the meaning of pertinent is relevant, whereas the meaning of germane itself is something that is relevant to a subject under consideration. Therefore, the closest meaning of germane is going to be what? Pertinent. Now let's move forward. So the next word is insipid. So the words that are given are also very simple, but the meaning of insipid is lacking flavor. For example, those were mugs of insipid coffee. Now the meaning of the words that are given are, like for example, uninteresting means not arousing curiosity or you can say interest. Fascinating means strongly attracted and interested. Developing means growing and becoming more mature, advanced, or maybe you can say elaborated. And criticizing means indicate the faults of something, that is someone or something in like a very disapproving way. So that is what is your criticizing. Now the word that is closely related to insipid is going to be uninteresting, because the meaning of insipid is basically lacking flavor, and the meaning of uninteresting is also something that is not arousing curiosity or interest. That is, of course, lacking flavor, or you can say something that is not interesting. Alright, so let's move forward to question number 10. So the 10th question is the word incipient. Now the meaning of this word is beginning to happen or develop. That is something that has begun to develop, to happen. So the word that could be used as an example is he could feel incipient anger building up. Okay. Now let's see the meaning of the words that are given. So the meaning of nascent is just coming into existence from beginning to display signs of something, you can say future potential. Next comes your advanced. So the meaning of advanced is modern and recently developed. The meaning of evolved is developed gradually. And the meaning of ripened is become or make is ripe. Now the word that is closely related to incipient is going to be your nascent, because the meaning of the word is just coming into existence and beginning to display signs of future potential, whereas the meaning of incipient is going to be beginning to happen or develop. So I hope you people have understood this. Now let's move on to the next question. So let's start with the next word, people. But before we start the next word, did you guys see is there anything that changed? Like anything? Okay, I know you people might not have guessed it, but in the previous question, till the previous question I would say, the directions were that we need to find the word that is in closest meaning to the given word. But from this question, we need to find the word that is farthest in meaning to the given word. So just remember, it needs to be farthest. And now we can start. So the first word is ingenious. Ingenious actually. The meaning of this word is clever, original, and inventive. Now an example can be that he was ingenious enough to overcome the limited budget. And the meaning of the words that are given are, the meaning of creative is relating to or involving the use of imagination or original ideas to create something. The meaning of innocent is not guilty of a crime or offense. The meaning of unimaginative is not readily using or demonstrating the use of the imagination. And the meaning of foolish is lacking good sense of judgment. Now the word that is in farthest meaning to the word that is given has to be unimaginative, because the meaning of unimaginative is not readily using or demonstrating the use of imagination, whereas the meaning of ingenious is someone that is clever, original, and inventive. So these two words are like quite farthest from one another. So I would say that the answer here is unimaginative. Let's move on to the next question. The next word is ambiguous. So the meaning of this word is something that is open to more than one interpretation. For example, the election result was ambiguous. That is open to more than one interpretation. Now the meaning of the words that are given are, so the meaning of equivocal is open to more than one interpretation. Similarly, the meaning of indistinct is not clear or sharply defined. Now the meaning of definitive is free of all ambiguity and uncertainty. And lastly, the meaning of dangerous is able to likely cause harm or injury. So the word that is like farthest from it has to be definitive, because the meaning of ambiguous is open to more than one interpretation, whereas the meaning of this word is free of all ambiguity and uncertainty. Let's move on to the next question. Oh, alright. So the next word is your conflate. So meaning of conflate is to combine two or more sets of information, text, ideas, etc. into one. That is, for example, the urban crisis conflates a number of different economic, political, and social issues. Now the meaning of the words that is given is, So join means to link or connect. Inflate means to fill, like for example, a balloon, a tire, or other, expandable structures with, you can say, your air or gas so that it becomes big. The next word is your merge. So the meaning of merge is to combine or cause to combine to form a single entity. And lastly, it's to divide. That is separate or be separated into parts. That is what is divide. Now the word that is closely related to conflate is going to be, like, not closely related, obviously farthest related. I'm so sorry, just see the question. So that has to be divide, because the meaning of divide is separate or be separated into parts, whereas conflate means to combine into one. I hope you have got this question as well, and I hope you people are noting all these words and jotting down them into your notepad. Just do that because these words are important. Alright. So the next word is tacit. So the meaning of this word is understood or implied without being stated. And an example is, your silence may be taken to mean tacit agreement. Now the meaning of the words that are given are, so implicit means that is suggested through or not directly expressed. Understated means like presented or expressed in a very subtle and effective way. Hinted means suggest or indicate something indirectly. And explicit means stated clearly and in detail, leaving no room for confusion or doubt. So the word that is farthest from the given word has to be explicit, because the meaning of the word that is given is understood or implied without being stated, whereas the meaning of the word that we chose, that is explicit, is stated clearly and in detail, leaving no room for confusion or doubt. Let's move on to the next question now. Alright, so the next word is schism. Now the meaning of this word is a split or division between strongly opposed sections of parties caused by differences in opinion or belief. And the example is going to be, the widening schism between church leaders and politicians is getting out of hand. Now the meaning of the words that are given are, so the meaning of rift is a crack, a split or breakage into something. Harmony means the combination of simultaneously sounded musical notes to produce a pleasing effect. The meaning of dissension is disagreement that leads to discord. And lastly, the meaning of discord is disagreement between people. So the word that is like farthest from the given word has to be harmony, because schism means a split or division between strongly opposed sections or parties caused by differences in opinions or beliefs, and the meaning of harmony is the combination of simultaneously sounded musical notes to produce a pleasing effect. Clearly, both of them are like far apart from one another. So this has to be the answer. Let's move on to the next question now. So the word is spacious, and the meaning of this word is superficially possible but actually wrong. Like, you can say it was a spacious argument. That is, it was superficially possible what all we were talking about, but it was actually wrong. Now the meaning of the words are, so the meaning of deceptive is giving an appearance or impression different from the true one, that is misleading. The meaning of false is not according with truth or fact, that is something that is incorrect. The meaning of valid is having a sound basis in logic or fact, that is reasonable or congent. And the meaning of category is a class or division of people or things regarded as having particular shared characteristics. So that is what is category. So the word that is farthest from spacious has to be valid, because the meaning of valid is like having a sound basis in logic or like a fact, reasonable or congent. And the meaning of spacious is something that is superficially possible but actually something that is wrong. So these two have to be like farthest from one another. Let's move on to next word. Alright. Now the next word is spurious. So the meaning of this word is not being what it purports to be, that is something that is false or fake. So an example is separating authentic and spurious claims is necessary. Now the meaning of the words are: false means not according with truth or fact, that is something that is incorrect. Inaccurate is something that is not accurate. Apocryphal means like of a story or statement that is something of doubtful authenticity, although widely circulated as being something that is true. And lastly, authentic means of undisputed origin and not a copy, that is something which is genuine. So the word that is in farthest meaning from the given word has to be authentic, because the meaning of authentic is like of undisputed origin and not a copy, that is something that is genuine. And the given word that is spurious is not being what it purports to be, that is something that is false or fake. So these two words needs to be like farthest from one another. I hope you understood this. Let's move on to the next word, that is imminent. Now the meaning of this word is something that is about to happen, something that is likely to happen. So the example is going to be: they were in imminent danger of being swept away. And the meaning of the words that are given is, now the meaning of famous is known about by many people, whereas the meaning of insignificant is too small or unimportant to be worth of consideration. The next word, inevitable, means certain to happen or something that is unavoidable. And lastly, unlikely means not likely to happen, be done, or be true. So the word that is in farthest meaning from imminent has to be unlikely, because imminent means something that is about to happen, and unlikely is not likely to happen, to be done, or to be true. So I hope you understood this as well. Next question has to be your lucid. Now the meaning of this word is something that is expressed clearly and something that is easy to understand. So that has to be what lucid. For example, she gave a clear and lucid account of her plans for the company's future. Now the meaning of the words that are given are: of course mean not discovered or known about, that is something that is uncertain. Obvious is easily perceived or understood clearly. Clear means easy to perceive, to understand, or to interpret. And lastly, wealthy means having a great deal of money, resources, assets, rich, etc. So the word that is farthest from lucid has to be obscure, because lucid means expressed clearly and easy to understand, and obscure means not discovered or known about. That is something which is uncertain. Alright. Let's move on to the last word for the day, and it has to be arcane. So the meaning of this word is something that is understood by few people. For example, don't make arcane procedures for electing people. Now the meaning of the words are like, number one word is mysterious. So its meaning is difficult or impossible to understand, to explain or identify. The meaning of secret is not known or seen, or not meant to be known or seen, I would say. Then the meaning of the word open is allowing access, passage, or a view through an empty space, not closed or something that is not blocked. And the meaning of the word ancient is belonging to the very distant past and no longer in existence. So the word that is like in farthest of arcane has to be your open, because the meaning of open is allowing access, passage, or a view through an empty space, something which is not closed or blocked, whereas the meaning of arcane is understood by few. So I hope you people have understood all these words. Now you can go to EduRev and attempt the test to understand this chapter in depth. You can unlock all the logged videos, documents, and tests for CAT with EduRev Infinity Plan and ace your exam at less than 80 rupees per month. Thank you.